Made it to the afternoon session at the Dogger Invitational. Lingo Fort Laramie taking on Hulett. Hulett, the number 2 team in the state right now in the coaches and media poll. Hulett's finishing up their warm-ups. They had a condensed warm-up. Some area listening teams that are in action. Down in Cheyenne is Cheyenne tournament. Pine Bluffs, I don't have results. They're going to take on at 2 o'clock. They'll take on Laramie. And then at 4 o'clock, they'll play South. Tomorrow, they're slated to play East, Sheridan, and then Central. So all 4A schools for Pine Bluffs. Up in Douglas, big tournament going on up there. Lady Blazers are up there. Earlier, they defeated Burns in 2 sets. At 5 o'clock, they'll take on Cody. And at 9 p.m., they'll take on Moorcroft. Also in Douglas, Southeast. Just underway against Alliance. Then they'll play Douglas at 3 and Wright at 9 p.m. This is Lingo Fort Laramie Hulett. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First for Hulett, they have a libero, number 2, Cedar Palm. Number 9, Jolie J. Number 13, Lindsay Geib. 14, Hannah Willems. 15, Emma Ista. Number 20, Madison Willems. And 21, Chloe Shawn. This team last year won the East Region. Ended up 4th at state. Very good team, very young. No, one senior, and that's Allie J. But one senior on the team. The rest are sophomores, freshmen, and a couple juniors is all. Lingo Fort Laramie's going to come out this way. Number 2, Kinley Fisher. She's a sophomore. Number 3, Addie Wilkins. She's a senior. Number 4, Hayden Willie. She's a junior. Libero, Maddie Berger. She is a junior. Kinsey Thomas, also a libero. She's a senior. Makaya Thomas, a sophomore. Charlotte Speckner and Shaylin Wonder rounding out the starters for Lingo Fort Laramie. They played earlier today. I believe they played Hand Elk Mountain while we were on the air with Lusk and defeated them in 2. Following this broadcast at 3 o'clock, we'll bring Lusk and Upton. That'll be a good one as well. Upton looks pretty good. They were solid last year. And we'll finish it off with Lingo Fort Laramie Saratoga. And Saratoga, I watched them play Hulett. They lost in 3, but Saratoga is long. They're tall across the front. Pretty salty team. So that'll be a good contest as well. Libero's getting on the court. Thomas will check in. Back to serve is going to be Willie. She will do the setting for Lady Doggers. And we're underway to Shawn. Big swing by Willems outside. Nice dig by Wonder. Thomas takes it over at first contact to Shawn. Willems again from 10 feet, diving for it. Getting a hand on it was Thomas, but it's out of bounds. Back behind. So a side out to Hulett. Back serving is Jay. Set outside to Wilkins. Free ball back over. Thomas to Willie. To Spector in the middle. Goes right up the gut. Nice dig by Willems. And now Shawn's got to free ball it over to Thomas. To Willie. Backside set this time. They're going to get the kill is Thomas. That's Micaiah. A little scrunched up here in this crow's nest. Spector serve to Shawn. Tracked down by Jay. Outside to Guide. And she's going to get the kill up the line. Got to get a block up on Hulett. They can all jump. I think Hulett was pretty disappointed with the 4th place finish at state last year. Got upset in the semifinals and couldn't ever recover. Thomas. Willie tracks it down. Outside set to to Fisher. And then there's one rolls down the front of Fisher. Looked like maybe she twisted her ankle, but looks like she's okay. She's up. Sometimes in a bunched up, you fall right on top of another player's foot. Set outside to Fisher. She's going to be blocked, but out of bounds. Put back up and out of play. That was Geib. Fisher powered it right through her wickets. So side out. Doggers down 3-2 CNA scoreboard. Here's a free ball by Geib. It looks long, and it is barely. Thomas calling that one. Good choice there. Back serving is Addie Wilkins. Power serve, cuts it top of the net. Sean pops it up, and now Sean from 10 feet to Wilkins. Passes long. It's going to be too far and over the net. Popped back down in front of Willie for the kill. Overpasses will kill you. 4-3. Lady Devils up over Lingo Fort Laramie here early in the first. Best of 3. And there's an ace. Diving was Wilkins. Slow getting there. Cedar Palm back serving. The libero for Hulett. Thomas. To Thomas. And now free balled over. Pop straight up in the air to Sean. Sean goes off the block of Thomas. That's Micaiah. Gets the kill. Thomas on the right side has to be strong with Sean the outside for Hulett, because Sean is a strong girl and she swings at everything, doesn't lay off at anything. There's a big swing by Wonder off the hands of Willems, and then free balled over inside the antenna. Wow. Diving save by Hulett. Now they're going to say it was outside the antenna. Okay. Checking in to serve is Poston. And she's going to get an ace out of the chute. Passed it into the net. No Lady Red Devil could get to it. Poston to Willems. To Jay. Sean powers past this one. No touch. We're tied at 6 on the CNA scoreboard. And Poston put this one right into the net. Side out to the Lady Red Devils. Headed back to serve is going to be Geib. To Thomas. Tracked down by Poston. And now big swing by Wonder, goes cross court for the kill. She hammered that thing. Charlotte Wonder coming in. Headed out is Kinley Fisher. Thomas to serve. That's Kinsey. She put it into the net. Sean, way too long on the serve. Side out to the Lady Doggers. Tied at 8. This will be a best of 3. So it will be able to count towards their records. Pop straight up in the air, and now Willems just free balls it over to Thomas. Poston sets up outside to Wilkins. She put it in the net. Just went a little early on her time jump. Set up in the middle. Spector just free balls it over. We're going to get a net call. Both double net, on one on each side. So we're going to replay that whole thing. And it should be Hannah Willems' serve. She's back with the ball now. We're ready to roll. It's going to go to Thomas with the overpass. Hulett on the attack, coming outside to Willems. She goes right up the seam on the left side, right of Thomas. Gets the kill. Just right down the line. 10-8 CNA scoreboard. Thomas to Willie free balls it over. Willems on the attack, goes cross court. Wonders there. Tracked down by Poston. Wilkins is going to get blocked, but out of bounds. She scored that a kill. Side out to the Lady Doggers. Willie serve to Sean. Pop straight up in the air. Now just going to be free ball over to Thomas. Willie, she's going to go outside to Wilkins. No touch, and it's long. Good attack there, just didn't quite get on top of the ball, and then no touch convoluted everything. It went out. High floater to Thomas. She's had a lot of receptions already. Free ball over by Willie. Sean going outside to Geib. She's going to be stuff blocked. Popped up in the air. Tracked down by Jay. Popped up by Willie to Thomas. Now free ball over by Wilkins to Sean. Jay coming this side to Willems. And she goes cross court. Gets Wonder leaded to the middle. It goes to her left. Wonder dove. Couldn't get a hand on it. Side out. High floater by Jay to Thomas. Now to Wilkins. She goes right up the gut. Gets the kill. That set was great because it moved her inside away from where the block was. Put Wilkins on the move to hit the ball, almost like a roll coming at you, or a slide coming at you, and it worked out perfect. Wonder to Jay in the middle. It's going to be a bit of a joust. It's going to be popped back down by Micaiah Thomas. No net call. I think Thomas was in the net, but I'm not going to argue with that up official because I'll see her later tonight for dinner, I'm sure. Spector, Charlotte airmails it. Side out. Lady Doggers down 2, 11-13 on the CNA scoreboard. Back serving is going to be Madison Willems, one of the two Willems on the court. Wilkins set outside. Fisher pushes it over, but it can't keep it in bounds. Set was a little tight to the net. Williams backing up, couldn't keep it in. And there's Willie trying to set the ball to the front, goes right off her palms and then straight down. That was kind of a hard serve to do anything with if you don't get underneath it. Going right at her again, this time a good pass to Fisher. And now free balled over by Wilkins. Everybody's going to regroup. Geib airmails it, hits the wall on the fly. Side out to the Lady Doggers. Addie Wilkins back to serve. She juiced that one, tit for tat. Cedar Palms checking in. I think she's going to serve the libero for Lady Red Devils. Little floater handed by Thomas to Thomas. And now Fisher put it into the net. Backing up like that, you almost need to try to just set that thing over. She tried to swing. Just not a good position to try to hit from. Thomas to Fisher. Now Thomas is going to free ball it over. Pop straight up in the air by Jay to Willems. And now Sean on the outside is going to get Wilkins leaning again. They're picking on Wilkins in that back corner. If you watch Sean's arms, there, Willie made an attempt, pulled back at the last moment. That serve was out. So we're going to go a rotation. That'll put Posted comes in. She'll do some serving, little set and little defense in that back row as Willie will rotate to the front to Sean, to Jay, back to Sean on the outside. Big swing, partially touched at the net, and Kinsey Thomas couldn't get there. Tough to read that coming off a block, and it happened so darn fast. Wilkins is going to check out. Checking in is going to be Booyer, the junior. Have her listed as libero, but she's not playing libero today. Good swing by Wonder. Now joust at the net. And we're going to get a net call. I think that was Fisher in the net on the joust. 20-13. Lingo Fort Laramie needs a side out. Getting towards the end stages of this first set. Guide to Mackenzie Thomas. And there's a hit by Fisher. Goes cross court, out of bounds, about the 10-foot line. 21-13. I think the next, if the Lady Red Devils score a point here, I think it's probably going to be a timeout by Coach Cottrell. Pop straight up in the air now, out to Wonder. She's just going to free ball it over. Bit joust at the net, popped up by Sean. Tracked down by Palm, and now free balled over. Poston, and now Thomas is going to free ball it over from 10. Jay setting up in the middle. Off the big swing. Off the hands of Kinsey Thomas. That was Hannah Willems. 22-13 CNA scoreboard. We're going to let it ride with Geib serving. To Wonder. Poston. To Wonder at 10 foot. Poston needs to get the ball to the net on her set. Square up to where she's at. There's a big block by Willie, but it's out of bounds. 23-13 CNA scoreboard. And Geib gives it back into the net. Need a big run here with Kinsey Thomas going back to serve. Little floater to Geib. Jay setting up in the middle to Willems. Partially touched the net. Popped up by Wonder. Spector with the free ball over. Now a bit joust at the net. Diving and saving it was Poston. Hulett back on the attack. Willems goes cross court off the hands of Thomas for the kill. Everybody was moving away from the camera angle, and Willems went back to her left. Thomas did a nice job just getting a hand on it, but she was moving to her left, and it was to her right. There's Poston popping it up, and now it's got to be a free ball over by Wonder. She tries to hit it from 10 and off the court, puts it into the net. Lady Dogger's going to drop this first set, 25-14 on the CNA scoreboard. I need a drink of water, and we'll come back after this.
Anderson Carpet is proud to have been your flooring expert for the past 48 years, honoring small-town values, yet featuring a huge selection that is sure to surprise. Choose from their stock of carpet, hardwood, vinyl plank, vinyl tile, or sheet vinyl for any project, and they have the experts on hand to install them all, giving you a look you'll love for years to come. Stop in and visit today. Open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. Anderson Carpet in Lingle.
This is Rachel Hawley, nurse practitioner with Banner Medical Group in Torrington. When you need care quickly, Banner Medical Group's same-day care clinic is here for you. From sudden illnesses, minor injuries, and other non-emergency needs, our trusted local providers are ready to help. We're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to noon. Call 307-532-2107 to schedule an appointment. Banner Medical Group in Torrington, making healthcare easier so that life can be better.
Bear Mountain Beef is your go-to for all of your USDA beef, hog, lamb, and goat processing. Located in Hot Springs, they're the premier USDA processor in the area. Give them a call today to book your next appointment, 307-338-2751, or visit their website, bearmountainbeef.com, 338-2751. Bear Mountain Beef, a cut above the rest.
Blodorns in Torrington is proud to have been serving the area for over 100 years. At Blodorns, they believe that the essence of your legacy can be found not only in the things you build and leave behind, but through the relationships you create along the way. That's why you can trust the friendly staff for help with any project. They have the building supplies you need from start to finish. Shop online today at blodorns.com. Blodorns, Products you need, people you trust.
Oh, stop! I've always wanted to live there.
Been driving around looking for that
Anderson Carpet is proud to have Anderson Carpet is proud to have been your flooring expert for the past 48 years, honoring small-town values, yet featuring a huge selection that is sure to surprise. Choose from their stock of carpet, hardwood, vinyl plank, vinyl tile, or sheet vinyl for any project.
Well, we're back. I was messing here with the computer and just brought us back, but that's a good thing. Opening weekend of volleyball, there are across the state, I counted up 6 different tournaments. Cheyenne, Cokeville, Lingleforte, Laramie, Douglas, Lander, Rocky Mountain. Listening area teams all in attendance at one, if not 2 teams at one in Douglas. That's Southeast and Torrington Trailblazers. Pine Bluffs is taking on a slew of 4A schools in Cheyenne. And we've got Lusk and Lingleforte Laramie in this one. Serve is going to go to Willie. Now outside, free ball over by Wonder, played by Market. Big swing by Thomas, but it stays in the net, they said. That was Micaiah. Market serve is high. Goes to Willie. Thomas to Wonder. Partially touched at the net, but they say it's going to catch the antenna on the swing. She was outside the antenna. Tried to go too much line. The better option there is to go cross court where you know you're going to miss that antenna. 19-12. There's a shank by Wilkins into the stands. Lady Doggers need to regroup. There's some players on this team. You can tell it's a little early in the season. That serve goes into the net. We're going to have Geib come back in. And you got Ari Poston back to serve. She does it into the net. Sean to Willie to Poston, and then sets it outside to Wonder, puts it into the net. 22-13 CNA scoreboard. Coming up at 3 o'clock be the next YouTube broadcast. We're going to have Lusk and Upton. It's now 23-13 after the ball was tipped into the campfire. Sean juices this one. Overpass. And now Wonder's just going to free ball it over to Willems. Here's Willems in the middle to Thomas, to Poston. Backside set, goes cross court. Willie does. Sean dives and saves it. And now Willems from the outside takes it up the line. Diving was Thomas, but that's a kill. We're at match point. 24-13. Lingleforte Laramie lost that first one. 25-14. Sean tickles the net, clears it. Poston with a bad set, but gets it over to Wonder, and now it's going to be free ball over by Geib. Kinsey Thomas goes to the back corner. Sean can't get back there. Sean had dove back behind on the previous return and was slow getting back up. Thomas saw it, went straight back far corner. Scored a kill for the libero, who comes out and gets a drink of water on the double switch with Speckner serving to Willems. Jay takes it over, second contact. Willie in the middle to Fisher, popped up, blocked. Now Willems just takes it over and dumps it past the block of Willems. That was Willie. 24-15. Speckner to Willems, to Jay, back to Willems. Big approach, going to be blocked at the net. Popped down by Fisher, up by Geib, and now Sean's going to free ball it over to Speckner, to Poston. Right side set to Willie, rolls it to the libero. Willems goes line, misses far wide left, it's out. 24-16. Speckner, good serve to Geib. Tracked down by Jay. This is going to be a free ball by Sean. Need to set something up here. Here's Poston. She's going to go outside to Wonder. Wonder keeps it in play. And then diving and getting it over is Willems. Out of bounds, 24-17. Speckner to Willems, to Jay. In the middle, to Willems. Looked like she's in the net, and they're going to call Fisher in the net, and that's going to be it. Lincoln Fort Laramie drops set 2, 25-17. There's a reason Hulett is the number 2 team in the state, but I tell you, I think that a couple more weeks, Lincoln Fort Laramie shores up some things within their rotation and the communication. They're going to be all right. So that's all I got for now. I'll be back at, they're running a tight ship here, so back just about a little bit before 3. Go to GoCo Now on the YouTube and find the live stream. I'll be there. So until then, I'll talk to you soon.